Hi Jane, thanks for coming in. I've carefully considered what you told me last week and I have two proposals for you. I can't give you any tax advice and I'm cognizant of the fact that you want to keep it simple. When choosing your business structure, I'd like you to consider three important benchmarks. One, your personal liability exposure from your business products and services. Two, whether you have or plan to have partners in or investors in the business in the future. And three, the administrative costs and burdens of setting up and maintaining the business. Considering the fact that you're going into business with your mum, the choice you can make is between a family partnership and a proprietary limited company. Now, a partnership in Queensland is where two or more people carry on a business with a view to making a profit. This must be a business in common. It can't be two separate businesses. Technically, a partnership can be constructed merely by a handshake agreement, but for you and your mum, I would strongly encourage a written partnership agreement which we can construct. It's similar to a contract. This is because all partners are typically involved in the management of the business. Some things that might appear in a partnership agreement include a statement as to the agreed principles and goals of the firm, a statement of obligations of each partner, details of the management structure and authority of the managing partner, so you might like to think about who's going to be in charge or alternatively a dispute resolution process. Partnership capital, so what is the amount each partner is required to put into the business, both at the commencement and ongoing. How is each partner to be paid? What happens to the partnership profits and how are they to be distributed? And how the partnership is to be dissolved. A partnership also allows you to pool your assets, which can make it easier to operate your business. For example, if you and your mum apply for a loan for refurbishing the salon, being able to pool your assets can make you together a more attractive loan candidate. However, partnerships offer little protection if things go wrong. You'll be personally liable for your business debts as well as any lawsuits for bad decisions. So, in the same way a partnership allows you to merge your assets with a partner, you may also be liable for your partner's debts. It's important that you and your mum have a very detailed understanding of each other's personal position. Down the track, you may consider what's called a limited partnership. This can encourage people to invest in your business whilst limiting their liability to the proportion of that investment. This might include your husband or another hairdresser. Partnerships are relatively easy to change into company structures at a later date if this is deemed necessary as your business grows. Unlike a partnership structure, a company is a legal entity separate from you personally. This means the company has the same rights as a natural person and can incur debt, sue and be sued. It can enter into contracts and own or sell property. Ownership of the company is vested with the shareholders who appoint directors to control and manage the company. This means the money the business earns belongs to the company. The company's owners, the shareholders, can limit their personal liability and are generally not liable for company debts. A company is a complex business structure with high setup and administrative costs because of the additional reporting requirements. You would need to register the company with ASIC. Company officers and directors must comply with their legal obligations under the Corporations Act. The most common company is a proprietary limited company. Proprietary means the company is privately held, and limited means the liability of the shareholders to pay the debts of the company is limited to the amount of shares, that is, the amount unpaid on your shares if that's the case. So, any proprietary company can register with ASIC with a single shareholder and trade with a single director. You and your mum may elect to be the sole shareholders and directors of the company. Alternative structures can also be established at your discretion so that you can have up to 50 non-employee shareholders. If you have multiple shareholders, they will usually have a vote on any major decisions in your business. The voting rights and how your business is managed will be set out in your company constitution. This is a standard document in most cases which we can help you with. The rules you must adhere to when managing your company are set out in the Act. If things do go wrong, your business mistakes are unlikely to damage your personal financial assets. for this to work successfully, you must keep your personal assets separate from your business assets. Separate personal and business bank accounts, family home in your name, not in the company's, etc. Bear in mind, directors, that's you, if they fail to meet their legal obligations, may be held personally liable for the company's debts. The primary drawback of using a company structure is that of the ongoing costs being relatively high, and the formation costs can also be quite large. But a company structure does give you some flexibility to structure your earnings from the business in the most cost-effective way. For you, at this time, I would recommend a partnership. It's a lot easier to manage, it's cheaper to set up and run, it's unlikely you are to have debt issues, it's unlikely you to be sued, it's far less complicated, it provides flexibility down the track, and the partnership can be dissolved simpler. However, this is totally your decision, and we're to help whatever business decision you make. Thanks.